the new Ford Super Duty 2017 install video for the front end replacement. When you get the truck, the first thing you're going to do is it's got some little plastic covers right here. There's some bolts right behind here that you got to take off to take the bumper off. There's some little clips up underneath there. You just grab them, pull down right there, and that thing just snaps out of there. Okay. You can see the two black bolts on this side of the tow hook, and on this side there's 4 of them on each side that you're going to have to take loose. There's also a support bracket up underneath on each side. We're going to show you that bracket when we get the bumper off so you can see it a lot easier. The 4 bolts here, you've got an impact mechanism. It's 18 millimeter. When you start taking them, there's a plate that's got the 2 nuts welded on the back side. So you want to kind of, don't take one all the way out and then the other one. It helps if you alternate, get them a little bit out as you go, like this. Go the other way. This is the clip right here that I was talking about, okay, and those bolts are in here. So if you take one out all the way and you do the other one, it's just going to sit there and spin behind the bumper on you. So if you alternate it like that, it's a lot easier. Okay, we're going to have one person on each side. We're going to take the bumper off and we're going to lay it up on a cart over here, and then we'll flip it upside down and I'll show you the braces on each side of the bumper, and then we're going to show you how to take the fog lights out, if you have fog lights, if this one does, to put in your front end. Okay, so we're going to take the bolts off now. I took one out a little bit too soon, one out too far like I did before the other one was ready. Just go ahead and put that thing back in there like that. That little back pad, you really don't want to try to grab it with your hands. Use a pair of pliers, because that thing's going to smash your fingers when it starts rotating. So then we're going to finish taking that thing out. And then you can do it that way. Okay, it's a lot easier. Okay, they're going to take that bumper off and set it in the cart now. Okay, on this one side here, this is the bracket that's got to come loose off the truck on each side. There's 2 15 millimeter bolts right here. There's also 2 15 millimeter bolts right here. If you take these off right here, that's all you got to do to get it off the truck. On this other side over here, we've already taken it off. We've got to get the fog light out, so those other 2, take that off so you can get to the fog light. This bracket we've got right here, you can see that we just took those other 2 out. You're going to just take that off of there like that. On this fog light here, you got to unplug your light right there that just pulls out. Pull that back and slips out real easily. To get the light out, there's 4 1/4-inch, bolts right here that you need to go ahead and take out. This is it's a big old harness that thing's in, or housing, whatever you want to call it. To take these 4 1/4-inch or 5/16 bolts out, so we can get that housing out of there. Okay, once you got that housing's going to lift up. Now we got to get this light out of here, okay? So the first thing you need to do is this little adjuster screw, and they even got a cutesy little hole right there so you can stick your screwdriver through there to get that screw out of there. This is the adjuster screw to adjust the light up and down, which will go back on the new bracket that is in your front end. So keep all that. Don't lose your spring. Get that light out of there. What I've done is take a screwdriver, stick underneath there. You just got to play with it. Well, there's a little dowel, that's what I call it, a little dowel that goes in that little slot or round hole right there. But you got one on each side. So you got to kind of pull that aside. I got one to pop out. My screwdriver's a little too far in there, so if you grab it from the edge right there, then that light will pop out of there a little bit easier. And that's how your light's going to come out of there, okay? In a little bit, once we get the front end up here, we're going to show you how that light goes in there. But for right now, let's go back to the truck and we're going to show you how to put your mounting brackets on. Doing the mounting brackets here, these little cup things, if you got, I believe it's just four-wheel drive trucks that have these things. These have to come off. I don't think the two-wheel drives do. But the sides, you're going to have two bolts on each side that you got to take loose, and they're 18mm bolts. And they're going to have a little keyway that holds both the bolts together. Those are the guys that got to come out. And on the other side, the same way. Again, that thing goes off and does not go back on. We need to take these four tow hook bolts out here, and they are 18mm bolts. You've got an impact, a little easier. Just take them out. The mounting bracket, or frame bracket, or whatever you want to call it on the truck, and tow hook is together. So it's going to come off of there. You're going to get, this is the mounting bracket right here. You're going to put that back in there just like that. On this truck, the mounting brackets are fit either side. There's not a left or a right. And you're going to put it right back where it goes. The tow hook bolts are going to go back in there. Like that. We'll put these front two in there so I can show you there. The back ones, you got an impact, you can get to the back ones. These guys here, you're actually going to have to use a wrench to tighten up. You can't get the impact back up underneath there. We got some half by 1 3/4 bolts in the bolt bag, and these are the guys that you're actually going to use for the side there. Don't use your old one, it's not quite long enough. You're going to use those half by 1 3/4 in the side. And that's what you're going to do on both sides. You're going to have four on each side of the truck. And then you're going to tighten all that stuff up. Okay? This other side we've already got tightened up just to show you and everything. You see these bolts right here in the side right there, and that bracket's up against there, up against the back of your plate. When you mount your front end, these 6 bolts on each bracket are actually going to be in the bolt bag, the half by 2.5 inch bolts, because you're going to have so much plate, you don't want to use the shorter ones, just so you don't get these side ones and these mixed up on there. And that's all there is to putting the mounting brackets on. And now we're going to go to the front end and we can show you how to put your fog lights in. Putting the light in, we got this bracket right here. It's got 2 little ears on the side, and it's got the little holes, and just like your housing that we just took it out of, these little guys are going to go in them holes. We got to put your adjuster back in, your little spring and screw that you had. And we actually, in the kit, got some little washers. You're going to have 2 for each side. You need to get these little washers out of the kit. You're going to put one on the screw right away. First, let's put that in there. I put one hole in there first, and then you can just slide it down, and it snaps into the other one. Sometimes in shipment, if these little ears get bent a little bit, you can very easily bend them around what you need to be. It's not that big of a deal. Anyhow, put one little washer on your screw first. You put your screw in there. You need to put another washer. This little hole's a little oversized right there, so put another washer on there. And you're going to put your spring on there. We're going to go up in there and put it there. Have you a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to put that on there, and you just want to get it to where that light's about, it's just level. Once you got it on, if you need to adjust it later, it's no big deal. It's easy to get to, and that's how you put your light on. And now we're going to get a couple guys to help us lift this thing on there, and we'll show you how to put the front end on. We've got the front end up on there, got a couple guys to help us put it up here. when you get the front end up there, we actually put a jack up underneath there. You got one guy underneath putting the bolts in, but then get a jack up underneath there to start aligning this thing, and you can take a little pressure off of it. You can get, first of all, if I get a tape measure, I'll measure from your light to your light bar or your loop, whatever you want to call it, on both sides, just to make sure you got it right from side to side. And then what I always do is get the rear view mirror lined up at the very center of the front end and back up, and just make sure that the top of your loops right here from side to side are even with your hood line, and that's how you get it right from up and down from side to side. Make sure, if you do got the lights, which we put our lights in here on this one, if you do got lights, make sure you still take the harness out of your factory bumper, because you need the harness out of there, and put it up underneath there and plug everything back in like you unplugged it from the factory. And just make sure all the bolts are tight. Go back through every one of them one more time, make sure they're all really tight. And that is your front end install for your 2017 Ford Super Duty front end. This is the install for the 2017 Super Duty Adaptive Cruise Box. The higher end trucks may have them. It's an option. Not every truck's going to have that, but if you do, this is where it's going to be placed. It's on the driver's side here. First thing you need to do, this bumper's off the truck. We've already done all this, but we're going to show you how we did it, okay? Before you can take the bumper off, you have to get this box off of here. First, you need to take this cover off. There's going to be, like I said, we've already done this, so everything's kind of loose. There's one bolt right here on the cover that you need to take out, and then there's another little bolt right on the opposite corner that needs to come out. Them little bolts, just little guys like that. Okay, and they're 10mm bolts. This cover is, if you have one, you can look at yours and see that it's a little bit different. This is what we had to do to this one, or you're going to have to do to yours. There's another little piece right here. You're going to have to cut that out right there. And you just want to make sure that you get it the same height. You can take a measurement, I think it was 7/16 from here to there. It's the same as the other side, and we cut that out and they cut it along there. You're going to see on yours, you got another little bitty piece filled in right there. You have to cut off too in order to remount this plastic piece. You don't have to, but I would if I was you, if it was me. You got 3 little bolts just like this. They're bolted on there just like that, okay? And you got to take a 7/16 socket, nut driver, whatever you want to do, and remove those 3 little bolts. And you have to get this off the truck before you can even take the bumper off, because right here is where 2 more of your bumper bolts are that you're going to have to take off in order to remove the bumper, okay? Then you can go to your front end and we can show you how to install this on your front end. We've got this little bracket in your kit that you need to do. On this side right here, you got these 2 little slats. Both sides are going to look just like this. If you have the Adaptive Cruise, which we're showing you how to do right now, you have to cut those little slats out, okay? And then you're going to mount your Adaptive Cruise box in those slats. You're going to put it in there just like you took it out of your bumper. There's one side that's got the 2 bolts. It's going to go to your outside of your vehicle. Your bracket here, that little ear that's sticking up, is going to go to the outside of the vehicle, and at the top, it's like a little horseshoe thing, that part's going to go to the top of your front end. What we have done, we'll set that bracket down there on that hole after you cut them out, and set your little box in there, and you're going to bolt. There's 2 little bolts there you're going to put in. They're 1/4 by 1. They're in your bolt kit, and then you're going to bolt that one. These other 4 actually you're going to have to drill in your front end. After you've cut that plastic cover like we showed you, you're going to take that thing from the front side, and what we've done, we just put that piece in there like that, and that plastic cover is going to go up there like that. And I'd go ahead and get a little bolt, and on that one with the little ear, just go ahead and put a bolt in there real quick. It'll help hold it. This thing has got just very little slop, this bracket top to bottom, okay? So you're going to get it centered there, and when you got it in there, there's not a whole lot of room to go side to side. What I suggest is you get it there and you slide it all the way to the inside, just to where that thing bottoms out to that box right there. And that's where you're going to then take a little marker or soapstone, whatever you want to do, and you're going to mark these top 4 holes, or 2 top holes, 2 bottom holes, and then you need to mark that little hole right there too, because that's how you're going to bolt that plastic on there. And then again, you'd bolt it right there. So once you've drilled them holes, then you're just going to use your 1/4 by 1 bolts, and that's how you're gonna mount your adaptive cruise box. And so again, you don't have to put that cover on there if you don't want to. I think it just kind of dresses it up a little bit. That's how you install your adaptive cruise on your Frontier front end.